is shocking how much people don't sleep. Sleep is super important. We need sleep to really heal deeply, to really be our best selves on so many levels of mental, emotional, physical health. That is what we're talking about in this video. We're going to cover 6 keys for better, deeper sleep. Hey there, Leslie Huddart here. I am a natural health expert and spiritual guide. I help empaths, healers, and sensitive people reduce and release the trauma in their body without years more of therapy. And one of the biggest things that really can erode our deeper level health, our chi, our ability to really make lasting change is our sleep. So in this video, we're going to go over 6 major keys for sleeping deeply. Number 1, and you're not going to like this one, is reduce to eliminate your caffeine. Now, caffeine is a big one. I have been blessed in this life to have never really gotten on the caffeine coffee train, but my partner Jay, I've seen him really struggle. I've seen lots of people that I really care about really struggle with sleep and the caffeine connection. If you are not sleeping well and you think that you are not affected by caffeine, you're probably kidding yourself. Sorry to be the deliverer of bad news. Generally, I recommend that if you are a caffeine person, that you start by limiting it to only 1 8-ounce cup, not like, oh, this mug just happens to be a triple gazillion size mug, before 10 a.m. in the morning. Yes, a lot of people can do okay with caffeine, but if you think caffeine really is zero issue for you, go off of caffeine completely for 3 months and tell me, literally send me an email, if your sleep doesn't change. So I would say give it a try. Really start to reduce the caffeine. Even if you think that you're not affected by it, your nervous system is paying attention. Be gentle with yourself. Start to just reduce the caffeine, maybe from heavy duty coffee down to a black tea, down to a green tea, and then shift it towards the morning so you are doing about just 1 8-ounce cup before 10 a.m. Whew! Good luck. Blessings on your caffeine journey. Number 2, luminous screens. I am also guilty of this. We all have interwoven our life a lot with technology. And the problem with that is that we are really effing with our biorhythms. Having light, especially blue spectrum light from our devices, from our iPads, from our phones, coming directly into our eyeballs is sending your brain signals that says, it's daytime, do the daytime hormones. And that is not beneficial for your sleep. It messes with your hormones and your cortisol levels, lots of icky stuff that you don't want to be messing around with. So it is very good if you are having sleep issues to start to make a concerted effort to reduce the amount of light, luminous screens in your eyeballs as the sun goes down. There's a couple ways to do this. 1, most devices now have built-in sort of nighttime mode or sleep mode where it starts to shift the color pattern of your phone or your laptop or your tablet from a more blue, bright light to a more yellow, orangey tone. That in itself is helpful, and it will also dim it so it's not as bright. Also, if you are using something, maybe have other ambient light going on, just try to create some distance between you and the light late at night. Ideally, you're going with the natural pattern where as the sun is going down, you are having less and less of that artificial light. Now, that's not really possible for a lot of us in our daily lives, but at the very least, change the devices so their settings start to change as the sun goes down. You can also get blue blocking glasses. There's places on the internet that are pretty easy to find. At least while you're using a laptop, especially if you work on a computer, you can also get special screens to put over your laptop or computer screen that will help to filter that light a little better. That can be a little bit easier on your system. 3, work on bedtime. Bedtime is important. Having a wind down in the evening and specifically being asleep between the hours of 10 and midnight. Now in Chinese medicine, we talk about these as the kidney regeneration time. And this has been proven true in Western medicine in terms of optimal cortisol levels is being asleep at this time of the day. You get more bonus points in terms of sleep and body and kidney energy from being asleep between the hours of 10 to 12 and sleeping 6 hours versus staying up till 2 in the morning and sleeping for 12 hours. So when you go to sleep actually also makes a difference. So work on that bedtime of trying to be in bed and falling asleep at 10 o'clock. Because you'll notice if you sort of miss that window, often you'll feel a second wind. This is not real energy. This is sort of like robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of energy. It's false energy that starts to really screw up your adrenals and your kidney energy and is not serving you or your sleep patterns in the long run. Number 4. I'd recommend you try a little bit of alternate nostril breathing, also called Nadi Shodhanam. This is a practice that comes from the world of yoga, and it involves just alternately breathing in one nostril and out the other. You're using your fingers. You don't have to develop magic superpowers to just magically with your mind breathe in one nose and out the other. You cheat. You use your fingers and you breathe in one side and then out the other. There's plenty of videos of how to do this, of alternate nostril breathing practice. This helps to really calm the nervous system. If there's one practice that I'm often recommending for calming the nervous system, harmonizing the hemispheres of the brain, there's some good research on stress relief and even thyroid issues, calming the nervous system using alternate nostril breathing. So start with just 5 to 8 minutes, work up towards 12, and incorporate this into your evening routine. You might also start to feel the more internal relaxation benefits of doing this practice. Number 5, another tip that's often overlooked, and this is down in the list towards number 5 because it's not usually the primary one that I go to, but if you're finding you're doing a lot of different things around your sleep and you still are feeling like there's something going on, you might want to check out the Vastu or the Feng Shui arrangement of where you're sleeping. In traditional systems, Vastu from India and Feng Shui from the more Eastern Chinese traditions, there is a general more beneficial way to sleep. In Vastu, you generally want to have your head facing towards the south or the west. And so that would mean that your feet would be pointing towards the north or the east. And having your bed in that direction is conducive towards the setting sun, towards more calming, heavy energies in that way. So you could maybe play around with where your bed or the position that you're sleeping. This can have a positive influence in the bucket of your sleeping. One of the other big no-nos in Feng Shui is that you don't really want to be sleeping with your head right against a wall where there's a ton of plumbing. So if your bathroom is on the other side of the wall, it's not great because the plumbing in that wall is always having water moving through it, and it's not a great energetic influence. Now, could you be doing all these things right and that would be the only thing? It's unlikely, but it is an influence on the energetic level, and those things add up when there's lots of other factors. It's as if our health or our sleep or anything else is sort of a bucket, and the bucket has a lot of tolerance. You can put a lot of crappy stuff, a lot of water in the bucket before it overflows, but eventually when it overflows, you're going to have some real problems. So pay attention to the Feng Shui, the orientation, the Vastu of where you're sleeping. This could be a factor that could help improve your sleep. Last one, number 6, and this is one of my favorites, is doing some kind of oil massage on the feet. Now, Ayurveda has a lot of, and I'm really a big fan of, oil treatments and helping to really calm the system. Now, it depends on what your constitutional energetic type is. If you don't know that, we have a Know Your Type course in our membership and library of courses for knowing what's actually right and normal for you. If you're a fire person, it's going to be different than you're more of a metally person. So doing oil massage on the feet in general is a very grounding, helpful health practice. The bottoms of the feet are very sensitive. You can really just use either a jojoba oil or you can use an herbal oil. I'll put a couple links below of brands that I like in terms of different combinations for your constitution. I like fractionated coconut oil because it tends to be less sticky and then I'm not worried about feeling that heaviness. But generally I will do an oil massage on my feet at night and then just put socks over top of it, and then you're not worried about the sheets. You could use a little bit of essential oil, but I would say make sure to ask your body. Oils are quite powerful, so you want to make sure that it's something aligned with your constitution. So we have talked about, number 1, limiting your caffeine. Number 2, work on less exposure to luminous screens. Number 3, work on the actual time of your bedtime to be closer to that 10 o'clock time. Add in a little bit alternate nostril breathing. Check out the Vastu Feng Shui of the room and where you are sleeping, and do some foot oil massage. All of these things together, I think, are very likely to create maybe some very huge improvements in your quality of sleep. This is Leslie Huddart wishing you so well. You are a soul with your body, and the work you do to support your physical body supports you in everything else: energetic, emotional, and spiritual progress. May you be happy and free. I will see you next time.